What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the PRIML podcast. This is currently the 5th episode, and I have my friend Keaton on. He's a badass, a Marine, a fitness enthusiast, and a member of the PRIML team. Super cool dude. Known him for like the last, I think, year and a half. I was benching one day, and he spotted me, and then we just started talking. And really, hands down, great guy. Super has a really great story. Lost a ton of weight. Is now a member of the U.S. military, like a few of the other people I talked to. Just a really great guy. I'll let him introduce himself and tell his story.
So my name's Keaton Romero. I'm from Janesville, Wisconsin, and like I wouldn't say like my story is like crazy, because there's other people out there that like have like gone through way more in their life and like haven't improved, and like that's something where I want to be at, and I wouldn't say I'm there yet because I'm still me, and I still need to improve on a lot of things in my life. But Colin, like hearing you say that, like it's crazy and how it motivates you and stuff like that. It's just like it really means a lot, and like I know I put in a lot of work to like get where I'm at, and yeah, so.
Yeah, for sure. I remember I saw you after you came back from boot camp, and it's like we were both lifting in the gym for like 20 minutes. We didn't even see each other, and then I look at him. I go from the back, it looked like Keenan, but you can just tell like how much weight he lost. And then like he turns around, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy. That's so much weight. Like people don't realize how much. Would you lose, like 30 something? It was around. I know it was over 20.
It was I think it was more than that. But like in an overall of like 3 months, even like before going to boot camp, uh, like it was a lot. So like it was like around like 250 is like what I was at when I was like, like I need to make a change.
Yeah.
And like honestly, like when you're that like overweight, and when you're like not like improving yourself, like you kind of like I would say you get comfortable where you
Yeah,
are.
you get
And
stuck in like a recurring cycle where you want change, but you don't know how to. Like, and it's almost like it's so uncomfortable to like change, like get out of like the norm of like being unhealthy, being unhappy, constantly just not really seeking to like expand in your life. But like you realize like, hey, I got to get out of this. Like you knew there's a breaking
yeah,
point.
like like because like what I thought, and like I've watched like Lock Isles like podcasts with you, like he like brought up some pretty good points that like I have also felt in my life as well. Like being in that position, like it's kind of depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and like like I like hated like to look at myself in the mirror, and I didn't really like enjoy it. I was like thinking like, oh, like like maybe if like you know I wasn't looking like this, like I'd have a better life. People would like me, and like I didn't really like to see myself in that state. So
Yeah.
uh, one day I was just like, you know what, like I've always wanted to join the military. Like, what do I have to do that? And it just got me thinking. So basically, what I did from there is I got myself like a memo book, and I wrote down all my goals. Like, this is like a lot of people don't know this about me, but like this is what I did. I wrote down all my goals, and I wrote down that like I don't want to look the way that I look, because like it's pretty bad. And like I guess like for me to do that, it kind of just like flicked something in my brain to go like, all right, like now it's time to grind. So like basically what I did was like I would like start working out like after school and stuff, and I like would try to like eat less, and that didn't really help me at first. And once I enlisted into the Marine Corps, I was in the DEP program, like it's the delayed entry program. Before you go to boot camp, they like kind of prepare you to get ready. Me and my recruiters, like they motivated me. They helped me like figure out what I needed to do. But before I was even do that, like I was like, okay, like what do I have to do? And I would try so many things, but I would just like, be stuck at a plateau, and I wasn't like able to move forward from there. Like maybe I would for a little bit, and I'd be like, okay, like tight, like it's actually working. But then I talked to my recruiters, and they really helped me find like a really good way. After that, I talked to my mom and like, Mom, like, we gotta do something about it. My mom, like, she's a nurse, uh, like, so she like knows like a lot about how the human body works. And I was like, okay, tight. And she was like, so what we can do is we can put you on a pretty good diet. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. But in reality, like, it was only good for like 2 weeks. Like, I was like, okay, yeah, like I can eat tilapia and like rice. Like, I like that. Like, like,
Mm-hmm.
but like after like 2 weeks to 3 weeks, it just started tasting like cardboard.
Yeah.
And I would eat that consecutively, like every single day. Like two meals of it a day, and I would just eat that. And I did that for months, and it was really like getting boring. And like I was like, okay, like like I talked to my recruiters. I'm like, hey, like what do I need to do? And he was like, he talked to me, and like he kind of like said that like he could tell like me like ways to do it, but it's something I would have to figure out on my own.
Yeah.
And that like I was like, okay, like at first I was kind of upset, like I'm like how did that help me? But then I thought back, and then like I kind of realized like how it can help me. So honestly, I kind of like feel like I kind of went overboard, but at the same time, like I'm really proud of myself for what I did. Like what I would do in the morning is I would wake up at like 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning, like around that time, and I'd go to the gym before school. And then after that, I would go to school. And then like I was a part of advanced construction. So like for like 4 hours of the day, I would like go build a house. So I'd go to that, and like we kind of get off like kind of early if like we were actually like doing our job. But we'd get off early, and then I'd go to the gym again, and it'd be like like 2 like around that time. And then I'd go home, eat, hang out with my friends or do something for a little bit. And then at like 6, I'd go back to the gym. So I went like 3 times a day for like a long time. And
I didn't even know how many times you did. Like I just remember you'd be in there for like 4 hours. I would show up to the gym. You'd already have been there for an hour, and then I would leave the gym, and you'd be there for like 2 more hours, and then you'd do cardio on top of that. And now knowing that you worked out 2 other times on a normal day, that's crazy. I don't want to say too much dedication, but that's crazy. Like that's your life became transformation at that point. Like it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna have fun and do all the things that were bad, but now I'm gonna like incorporate some good stuff, which is good too. Like to not like destroy your life and only do lifting, but like you just you jumped like fully into fitness, like head first, now, and you didn't look back. That's crazy.
like one thing like I was always taught is that like like I wrestled when I was younger. Like during high school, like I wasn't really that big until like a lot of things like started happening in my life, and I just like became super like depressed, and that's like what kind of like led me there, which is like sad to say. Like I was in that state before, but I mean like, hey, like I was in that state, like I was in that mindset, and I got out of it. So like I know that I'm capable of doing things that like I might not even know like I'm able to do. And that like really put a toll on me, like grandparents dying, like that like did a lot like of bad things to me. I would say like, well, not really bad things, because it taught me a lesson. So like there are things that like I wouldn't change.
Yeah.
Like yeah, like grandparents died. Like that's sad. Like yeah, I want them back in my life, but like I'm happy it happened, because it made me improve myself and
For
like
sure.
take a lesson from it. And I would be crazy. I'd go 3 times a day for hours, and like I would skip class. I was just like like I really need to do this. So December of 2017, like the Marine Corps, they have like PFTs, like the physical fitness test, but like when you're joining, they have an IST. That's called the initial strength test. And I was like, oh, like crap, but like they're gonna make me jump on a bar, see how many pull-ups I can do. They're gonna make me run, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be good enough for it. And then like I looked back at the memo book, and I'm like, you know what, like I might be like kind of like not like at the spot that they want me at, but I will be. So from December 12th, 2018, yeah, there we go. December 12th, 2018, I was like, okay, like it's time to make a change. And after that, like meal prepping, working out crazy, like a lot. Like that kind of like really like motivated me,
Hmm.
and like it really like made me see like improvements. Um, like about like 3 months later, like I was like I got a brand new Gymshark shirt, like because I love Gymshark, and that's like literally the way that we became friends,
Yeah.
and like I think it's awesome that like I had like all like the gear and stuff like that, and then like I got this one cutoff shirt, and I'm like, why did I get this? Like but I got into it, and I'm like, wow, like this is actually like I'm actually wearing a cutoff shirt like right now. Like I
Hmm.
wouldn't have never done this like 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Like no, there'd be no way. And like I was like, damn, like so I fell in love with that shirt. I'd wear it all the time. I'm like I can finally like show that like see that like my work is improving, and I wanted to show other people that. But I remember in December they tried to make me do this initial strength test, and I couldn't really do it. So like like so basically it tests like on pull-ups, crunches, and a run. Hopped up on the bar. They said, all right, do as many pull-ups as you can. I'm like, okay. I was like, maybe I could like do one or two. I couldn't do any. And like I was just like really disappointed with myself. And they're like, oh no, it's all good. Like, don't worry about that. Like, we'll get you where you need to be. And then I went on this mile-and-a-half run, and the failing time is like 12 minutes and 30 seconds. And I was like 2 minutes after that. And I was just like gassed. And they're like, it's okay. Like, they were always like, they were never like, like, they were never like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Mean about
Kind of like
your failure in the
mean.
beginning.
Yeah, they would never like mean about that. They always said that like it's okay, like because like you're gonna improve, and like we can see it in you that like you will. You know what I mean? Like you have like the chance. And I worked on it, and then like 3 weeks later, finally, like I got my first pull up, and like a lot of people are like, oh, like wow, like it's just a pull up, like you're just pulling yourself up, but like to be able to never do that in your life, and to do it after like 3 weeks like of really wanting to, like it's kind of like a blessing.
Yeah.
That's like the way I felt for it.
It it showed you that you could improve. You put in the work, and being able to do that one pull up truly like instilled with you like the idea that you can get better. You can become a Marine. You're not stuck at where you're at. You will use pure willpower and pure just like force of mind and body to get to where you need to be, and you are gonna be a Marine one day. You weren't stuck at where you used to be. You're not gonna be unhappy and overweight for the rest of your life, and you can make that change, and you will make that change.
Yeah, that's like literally like what I enjoy about it, like the like fitness wise like of my life, like because like I was never comfortable to do any of it, and honestly like it feels better to be uncomfortable than it is to feel comfortable and improving. And like when you're working out, like how like you get fatigued, and like like you start to feel like the actual like 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 the ripping of like your fibers, like you know what I mean,
Yeah,
like
that really the burn where you're not
the
injuring
burn.
yourself, but you can tell that like you're hurting, and you are making the tears that are eventually going to repair and to become, so you're going to be stronger, you're going to be bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like to go through like pain like that, just to know that it builds you up is like honestly one of like the best feelings in the world, even though it might hurt at the moment.
Yeah.
But like that's when you just gotta push through. So like after like 2 months, I probably lost around like 30 pounds. Like I was only drinking water, and so I lost like a lot of that weight, and my pull-ups increased. Like I got to like 4 or 5 in like a matter of like 2 months, and like it wasn't like I was like, wow, like I'm improving, but like I need to improve more.
Yeah.
So time goes by, boot camp ship date was June 24th of 2019, and I left for boot camp being able to run a mile and a half. Like it used to be failing, 2 minutes and like 30 seconds after, right? And then I dropped that down from 12:30, like, which is the failing time. Well, it's like the passing time, but if you get like, 2:31, you fail. But like, I dropped it from 12:30 to like 10, like 15.
Yeah.
So like that was a really good feeling. And I left for boot camp being able to do 7 pull-ups, and I'm like, wow, like, like this is insane. And boot camp, like, I could talk days about it, but like, like the only like way that someone would understand how it was is if they actually gone through it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like that's like something I went through and like other people went through, and it's just something that like people like don't really share.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because like you like as a Marine, you earned it. Like they don't give it to you. You have to earn it. So like I don't really feel like I should go into like my boot camp at all, just because like I kind of like the Marine Corps is like big on tradition and all that stuff, but it was very hard for me. I had to go in with a weight waiver because I was overweight and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And I went from like 217 to 179
That's ridiculous.
after 3 months of training and, getting slayed on the daily,
Yeah.
and like finally becoming a Marine. Like, you don't know, like the feeling that like, because like I've always wanted to be a Marine, like ever since I was little. I'd always play like I wouldn't play Army, I'd play Marine, and I'd like, like I would just like dream like one day, maybe like making it.
Yeah.
And like so like one thing I will say is like, like there's a thing that's called the Crucible. They don't really talk about it much because like, Marine Corps is big on traditions again, but like when like we were at the top of like, they call it the Reaper, when we were at the top of that, and I earned like my Eagle Globe and Anchor, which is like, the emblem of the Marine Corps, and my drill instructor first called me a Marine. It was one of the most proudest moments I've ever had in my life. I can like think back on it, and I'd like still like get the like shakes about it, and like just to know that I put in like a lot of work, and like there were like times like I wanted to quit, and like I thought I was gonna quit that day, but like I didn't.
Yeah.
It's just really like satisfying.
Yeah, no, for sure. You did so much. You hurt so much to change. And like when you finally got that award, that the recognition that really signified how much work you put in, like I'd imagine that was huge for you. Like it'd be huge for anyone.
It was insanely huge. Like to know that you went through, like there are like Marines out there that, like the normal training like time that you go to boot camp is 13 weeks, but like there are Marines out there that were stuck at boot camp, maybe because they got hurt or like, they failed something and they had to like redo a week or something like that. Like there's been people that it's been like 4 or 5 months. Like a lot of people have been there for like a year and a half and they still earn that title. Like, like they're a Marine, but like they worked for it. Like, and I understand like what it means to work for it, but like it's just like a whole new like drive that you have to have.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, like I could like be walking down the street and like if I were to meet another Marine, like it's just like an instant bond.
Yeah.
And that's something like the brotherhood in the military, it's like it's strong, but in the Marine Corps it's way stronger than you would ever like see it.
No, I could totally get that.
Just because you know what you've been through, like, you know what I mean, if that makes any sense. But there's that story, came out of boot camp like doubling my pull-ups as when I first went, and it was insane.
I bet.
Like it was honestly like a great feeling. Now, like it like fitness and all that stuff has been like a huge part of my life, to like the point where I'm just like what would I do if I didn't have it?
Exactly.
And this coronavirus that we're having right now, it's really making me mad.
Yeah, I know, man.
Because
It's unfortunate.
that's what I'm saying. But I mean, like the way I see it is like, like it's life. What are you gonna do to get past it?
Exactly. You gotta make the best out of a situation. Being upset isn't gonna change anything. It's not gonna force the universe to move and accommodate for your wants and needs. You gotta adapt to make best light out of the situation, to continue pushing forward and improving, and just being happy. Like, you don't have to be stuck in this depression during this time because you can't lift. You can make the best out of it. You can do home workouts. You can Skype your friends. You can get a new hobby. You can
Go on runs.
exactly. You're
You could,
it's crazy because you have so much, like, just purely with the internet. You have so much information out on your tips. You can learn anything. You can do anything. You can Any information you want is there. You're even with like your body weight. You don't have to have the gym to work out. As much as I miss the gym, as long as you have your body weight, you can work out. You can learn a new skill. You can get better with your pull-ups. You can get better with your push-ups. You can always improve with what you have. And you see so many people, they feel like the world has ended when it really hasn't, and they're seeing it as this crazy attack against themselves that will only result in themselves becoming worse, when in reality it should just be an opportunity to get better. There's this one quote, I'm trying to think of it, but I'll find it later. It was this crazy it's this right here. The universe does not happen against you, it happens for you. So, like,
yeah.
all these crazy hindrances, all these crazy just because tragedy happens in your life doesn't mean it has to break you. It can make you better. It can make you seek excellence and seek improvement. You don't have to be held down by all these external factors that are you think have broken you, but you can become better. It's like the idea of lifting. It's like you are literally breaking yourself down to build yourself back up and stronger. Like the Marine camp, they break you down and they build you back up as a better human being, a stronger human being, a better willed, a better disciplined human being who's going to now kick life's ass pretty much and be their best self. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's honestly like self-improvement is something that like like I know that like I'm never gonna like reach my goal of self-improvement because like yes I want to, but you could literally reach for so much more. And that's like honestly like like I don't get like how people like out in the world go out and like they do drugs and all this stuff when like you can like because like I had like a little rundown with that stuff in my life, and like I regret it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't a good like decision for me to do, but like to like be in that place, but to be in the place where I am now and be like wow, like like I did that today.
Yeah.
Like, that was insane. Like I didn't think I was able to do that, and I did it. It's just like a natural high, and it's like really addicting. You are
now in the penthouse of a skyscraper, looking back at your life when you were walking on the streets and unhappy. It's just these crazy contrasts between where you used to be and where you've come so far.
Yeah, and like again, like I'm not like someone that like wants to like like say like wow, like I'm like the best that there is. Like no one is ever going to be better than me, because like that's not true. Like there are people that like will always be able to do more than you, but what you can do but like you also like never like what is the word I'm looking for? It's like you also like never like be able to like see people like kind of like how hard they work, but you can control how hard you work.
Exactly.
If that makes sense.
You can't control what somebody else does with their life. You can't control how strong or big someone's going to get. But what you can do is you can control how you attack your day and how you attack becoming better, becoming your best self. And it's just something that I just see, like, people, they think they have zero control of their life, when in reality it's they can do anything they want. And it's just like people I say like, oh, Primal next year it'll be this big, and you know how it'll be this big is because I'm in control of my own destiny. I'm if the universe throws obstacles in my way, my pure willpower will allow me to get past those obstacles and continue to achieving any goal that I set and that I work for. It's like nothing is out of your grasp if you truly dedicate 100% of all of your effort and all of your willpower into attacking that goal.
That's honestly like a really good way to describe it.
Yeah.
And like what I also see is like when you're able to do something like that you weren't able to do before, if you keep on working at it, you're gonna be able to do it even more, even faster, and even faster. Like, cause like we all like want to have like everyone in the world, like, you know, like they want to have like their best life. They like don't want it to go to waste. So like, why would someone settle for mediocrity? You know,
exactly.
like because when I'm, you know, 95, you know, I don't know how long I'm gonna live, but like the way I look at it is when I'm 95, you know, when I'm like 80 or however old I am, I want to be able to look outside my window and just be like, I did it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't want the comfortable way out. People think that being comfortable is happiness, but if I were to live the comfortable way for my whole life, I would look at be like what you said. I'd be 95 and I would look at my life and I would be unhappy with how it turned out. There certainly is. People think that like doing uncomfortable things is going to make them hurt, but I've seen it the exact opposite way. Like when I'm comfortable, I'm the most unhappy. When I'm uncomfortable and increasingly pushing my boundaries regarding how comfortable and uncomfortable I am with things, that's when I'm the happiest, the best performing, and just the overall most empowered that I have like been in my whole life. When I was younger, you know, I didn't really do anything. I didn't try to have good grades. I didn't really push myself in any aspects of my life. But when I like started like, this is my goal, this is how I'm going to achieve it. I'm going to be big. I'm going to be strong. I'm going to have this set of goals. As much as some days I didn't want to go hit those workouts after school. I didn't want to do the extra cardio. I didn't want to train abs. I didn't want to physically like break myself. There was doing it and hurting. There certainly was happiness behind it because you know that you're gonna become better. You're gonna become stronger. You're gonna face, I don't know what's it. It's trial by fire and come out a better man afterwards. It's crazy.
It is like it's so crazy. Like sometimes like I don't even know how to put it in words. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's something that like you can try to, but like you really can't. Like people like say like they think they know like everything about like, you know, like how like crazy stuff can get and like how like, you know, awesome it can get, but like can you really put that into like the words of what it is doing to you? Because I know I can't 100%. Like there's no word or like definition for me to explain like why like the feeling of improving is like the best feeling in the world, because it is.
It's literally a drug. Like it feels, coming from a person who's never ever smoked anything in his life, you literally just get this feeling of bliss. I remember this is after, I think it was like after we started releasing all the Primal stuff. I think it was when you were still in the military school, combat school. It was right when we were getting all that stuff out. I was driving back from lunch. I had packaged up a ton of Primal orders that were like meant to go out to people, and I was driving back to school in my car, and I just got hit by this wave of euphoria, and I started crying because I was looking back. Like it was an idea. 3 months before it was just an idea. Like, oh, I want to sell clothing to motivate people and empower people and give them something to live their life by. And then I was sitting in my car, and I was listening to music, and I looked at all the packages beside me, and I'm like, I did it. Like I did it. I did what I didn't think I could. I did what other people didn't think I could do. And now look where I am. Nothing is off limits to me. All my dreams, everything I want in the world could be mine. And it was beautiful. Like I felt so good on the inside. So good I cried. Literally, like it was such a weird emotion, but it was amazing. It was crazy.
Like the insane thing too, like that I know of is before I even left for boot camp, it was literally just an idea. And what really motivates me is that like while like I was like going to like like do something that like is like I wouldn't say like the world like needs a military, but like like they want it, like the United States wants it.
You were gonna do something
especially
so
Marine
big
Corps,
picture.
like like we're not like under any like I won't really say anything. Like we're not really under any Congress. We're under the president of the United States. So like if like they really wanted to, they could get rid of the Marine Corps, just like a snap.
Mm-hmm.
And like, but like the reason that we are still here is because like America wants us, And I was off doing that, but when I came back and to see that like you found a way to like make something that you wanted to happen, it just drove me to like, it really motivated me, man. And like the reason that like I'm out here doing this isn't just for me. It's literally for everyone that I care about.
Mm-hmm.
You, my family, like all of my friends. Like it's not for me. It's for them, and that's what drives me as well.
What I like to tell people is they can see somebody like getting strong, and they can use that as motivation. But motivation is only temporary. You need to have a reason. And like my reason right now, my family, for them to have my future family to have anything they want in the world, their happiness, security. I want people to see other people motivated, to be able to motivate people who are like me when I was not seeking self-improvement. My reason became so much larger than myself, and it just gave me this driving force. It's the force that allows me to wake up at 4 a.m, hit a workout session, and then go to school, and then work after that, and come back home and do it all over again. It's ridiculous. But did you get all that?
Colin?
You there? Hello? Keaton? I think we're having some technical difficulties. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, you cut out for a second.
Do you know where I was at all?
I was talking about like having a reason. Like you need to have a reason to become like successful in life. Like motivation can only take you so far, but having a reason, that's what's going to push you. A reason that's bigger than yourself and bigger than small goals to compare yourself to other people. Like my reason being my family being happy and having security and having anything they want in the future. Generational wealth, where I don't have enough money to do what I want to do and make other people happy, but my children have the money. My children's children have the money. To be able to motivate a large group of people into achieving self-improvement. That's my reason. It's not just, I want to be big, or I want to have be bigger than this guy. It's a reason much bigger than myself. It's not just motivation. It's a reason to live my life.
Yeah. So like, since like you told me I cut out, I'm not sure exactly what you got out of like why I'm doing what I'm doing. If you did, like, did you?
Yes, I think I got most of that.
All right, that's awesome. But like it's not about me. Like, like to think that like like I'm I've just been in the Marine Corps like a year. Like around that, like pretty soon about to be a year. Like yeah, like like people are like, wow, like he's doing great things, and like I'm training, like like you train, you get like your job, like school, you do all that stuff, and then you train more just for the moment, for when you have to go do something.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people like I get like messages and stuff like that from family members, family friends, like just a lot of people that like are thanking me for what I'm doing. But like like to think that like there are other like military like members out there, my brothers, my sisters that are out there, like that are like going through like hard times, that like are going through like the dangerous times, and to like think that like I haven't done it yet is like like you got to know like what you're doing it for.
Exactly.
And it's not about yourself. It's like it's about like the people to like the left and the right of you.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I learned, and I see it that way just because like I know like what it's like to feel that way, I guess I would say. But it's not about me, like it will never be about me, but it's about everyone else.
Exactly.
That's why I'm doing it.
That's crazy. Oh, dude, it's crazy because we've been talking for almost 35 minutes, and it doesn't feel like 35 minutes. It feels like we just started the conversation because of how great and how much like awesome information has been shared and spoken with. But dude, your story is awesome. Like your story motivates me. Like I think about I go to the gym and I'm about to finish with my workout, or I quit a little bit early, and it's just like, no, Keaton didn't quit early. Look at him. He's literally working his butt off right there, blood, sweat, and tears, and he's becoming a better person for it. So it pushes me farther, makes me work harder. But where can they find you on social media?
So I have an Instagram. I changed the name to it a lot, but
Here, I'll pull it up on my phone real quick. Just we'll get that on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, make sure to follow the PRIML Instagram just to get more of all of us working 100%. Out, more motivation, more inspiration for your daily life. And,
it's the best inspiration.
The best. All right, you can follow his post at Keaton Romero _. Pretty simple. But,
pretty simple.
I'll put the link in
the description. I do change it a lot. Yeah. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, well.
Remind me not to change my username. I do it pretty often. But, honestly, like, is there any other questions? Like,
dude, we hit so much. I think I'll let the story speak for itself. But thank you for coming on, dude.
Dude, thank you. I'm like, the one thing I do have to say is like, don't give up. Like, cause like, like people and like all I've shown is like this, like what I'm gaining out of it, but people never really see like the failure.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, I do fail a lot, but like I'm pretty sure you do fail a lot as well, and other people will, but like behind the curtain, I fail a lot more than I succeed. And, again, it's just what you can do to like see that improve. It's just show how hard you work.
For sure.
But that's all I can think of, man.
That's the PRIMLLIFE. That's what we live by. That's what our brand lives by. Thank you again for coming on. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to go follow Keaton Romero on Instagram and the PRIML page. But yeah, see you guys later. We'll have him back sometime. This was a great conversation. Hopefully many more will happen on here. But thanks for watching, everyone. Peace.